start with the music first?
From 8:15 a.m.
What did you say this time?
That's how you save us from putting our mouth without light.
Okay. Did you just try to dance?
No, I was punching. I was getting ready.
Alrighty, Lagos, Africa, world. Welcome to the Smoothest Dial on Lagos Radio. We're Smooth 98.1. Love music, love life. Well, it's time for the Grapevine. There's a lot going on in the studio, and you can be a part of that by joining us on our live stream. It's youtube.com/smooth91fm Lagos. And also, let's have conversations on Twitter. It's please use the hashtag Grapevine981. And finally, your messages come to us on WhatsApp at 0809-444-0981. Today, as always, we have the usual suspects with us. We've got Chef Jeff 3000.
I love you 3000.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And of course, we've got the recent troublemaker, Horace.
Wow.
He's with us this morning.
Wow. Good morning, Lagos. What's up to everybody in the studio? And you said world, right? World too. Yes, that's all.
Yes. Don't forget, Smooth Breakfast is, of course, Choco Martins and Kaidi Baker.
Yeah. Guess what I just did?
What?
So I thought Oris had a super duper thin phone, and I picked it up. Turns out it's just a super duper broken phone. Cheers, Oris.
I will just have no comments.
You're
on my
fired.
side of the line.
You're very fired.
Okay, we've got brand new music. We're gonna we'll share that with you in a second. But first, I think we should what's the word here? Let's talk about the story, the elephants in the room.
Wow, Kaidi, great choice of words.
Okay. Great choice of words.
You shouldn't say certain animal names when you talk about pregnant women.
Oh wow.
Like elephants.
Wow. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it that way.
I understood, Kennedy. Don't worry.
Did we just go into something that I just am finding out about, or what's going on here?
Okay, we wanted to talk about the one we've been talking about.
Rihanna.
Everybody's talking about.
Everyone's been talking about.
Because
But
I
yeah.
was like, Lakami's not pregnant, Chopin's not pregnant. Like, who's pregnant in here?
How can you tell though?
I'm not pregnant.
Why are you pointing at the intern? No. She's not pregnant. Nobody's pregnant. Although, speaking of pregnant, have you seen the new emojis from for iPhone users?
I'm unfortunately on Android, which means that every single
Well, why
emoji
is that
looks like
unfortunate?
pedophilia. To be honest, because quite frankly, everything look like a baby. That's what it looks like.
That's very scary.
It's very actually disturbing. Yes.
I agree, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so now iPhone users have access to pregnant man and pregnant person.
Oh
emojis.
wow.
Well, there has been a pregnant man apparently.
There has been a pregnant man.
Yeah.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes. The world is real interesting. That's all I'm gonna say. All right, speaking about
Okay, you know what? I thought maybe we should just, as opposed to dive into the story, let's listen to the music and then dive into the
I
story.
love how Kaide speaks to me
Yeah.
in like hand gestures, and you think I understand it. I love it.
Let's listen to the music. All right. Lakami's not pregnant. Chopin's not pregnant. Let's listen to the music.
Okay, all
There
right,
we
we'll be
go.
back after this.
Nobody's pregnant, guys.
Who
You know what?
made
I
Chef Jeff
didn't know
the resident gynecologist? How can he say
Listen, my babalawo is on speed dial. Okay. If you want triplets, he will hook you up.
No, thank you.
Lakami
Have you seen the
Lakami is
economy?
ready.
You don't want
She's
triplets.
not ready.
Lakami is ready.
Triplets?
Yeah.
Everybody
Yes.
for triplets?
Lakami is
Think about the
ready.
money,
You look
the
like
trouble
you'll be
that
fine, Sakura.
comes with triplets.
I look like the kind that wants triplets.
You look like you'll be
Lakami
fine
is
if you
ready
have
for
triplets.
triplets,
Like
and she's on the road towards triplets.
Oh,
I said it.
But I don't want the stress.
And if any of them are pregnant, well,
guys have heard
I
the
can
song,
sort
right?
them out too.
I have
You
one.
can't
So just-
I don't
get
know.
the money in advance.
What does that mean? You
Stop
can
it.
say it out?
Yeah, it's on speed dial. I'm the only one that's heard the song, so apparently.
Okay,
yes.
so we'll give our system. Partially for the music, but then again. Oh yeah, let's go. All right, Smooth 98.1. Love music, love life. I don't know. Shopper has a thing for Nega. I mean, she likes what she sounds. Don't you?
I mean,
Shopper is chaotic this morning.
Shopper has lots of words this morning, man.
But Chopin's not pregnant. Just
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, well,
Thank you
Chef,
so
Chef,
much.
you've heard the song. What do you think about this?
You know what? Neka is someone who, for a long time, she just keeps on singing from a nasal kind of angle, and she actually has that as an identifier, and it works for her. I like the song in the sense that it's been a while that we haven't heard from her, at least personally speaking anyway. But it's also a very cool kind of vibe kind of thing that's going with it. So it's really interesting to see. And I had to really applaud her career-wise because she's always been a big name all of this time. But you come to Bogobiri and she's sitting down there just humble as in the background, like just watching everything that's
She sits
going
in the crowd
on.
with everyone.
Yes,
Nice.
exactly,
I like
exactly.
that.
And you know, I did a good like what 8 years of performing over there, so yeah, I know the humility of this woman. Every time she just sits right. I mean, she was neighbors with this, but whatever. So yeah, it's good to hear from her again.
So here's the thing, I mean, Kaidi, if you've been listening to us on Smooth Breakfast, I'm a NECA fan.
Mm-hmm.
But somehow
This doesn't work.
About Guilt is just, I don't know, it's not working for me. I feel like
maybe it will grow on you.
Could it?
I
was just
don't
gonna say
think
that.
so. I don't think it's going to grow on me. Anyway, that's why I didn't want to speak about it.
I feel like it's one of those songs whereby until somebody now decides to sample it, then it will now grow on you.
Hey.
Probably. I mean, we saw that with who was it that sampled her again? Was it Nas or somebody that sampled her a while ago? A big name actually sampled her.
Okay, I think we're gonna research on that and then put that information out there. But it's called About Guilt, by the way. It's music from NECA, so you should listen to that one. Look for it on YouTube as well. But let's circle back and talk about the biggest story in the news. This literally broke yesterday. Everyone's talking about it.
Yesterday, I went to sleep, and when I woke up, Rihanna was in a hot pink coat with a pregnant belly.
My Babalawo. But this time just one. It's not three.
Okay, for those who don't know the story, the diamond singer, that's Rihanna, and fashion mogul, she's pregnant, expecting her first baby with rapper A$AP Rocky. My first question was, why A$AP Rocky? But then again, okay, so the couple was photographed out in New York City over the weekend where Rihanna debuted her baby bump wearing a long pink jacket, her oversized sweater,
Hot pink, no less.
and which was unbuttoned.
And strategically placed jewelry just to rest on top of the bump, as if to say, "Hey, everybody, you know what you should be looking at."
Oh, that sounds very much like Janet Jackson, specifically placed jewelry.
Oh, my baby's Janet.
There we go. So,
Let's just move on from that.
So I mean, social media's gone crazy. I mean, Don Jazzy's gone crazy.
I love how everybody just started asking, "Is Don Jazzy okay? Like, has he heard the news?"
You know what? People went crazy long before this when they thought she was pregnant. And they were like, why A$AP was still a question of that time, and it's coming up again. But you know what? Congratulations for her. She's got a diamond in the oven, so you know she's gonna let it shine bright.
I like that.
She's gonna let it shine bright.
Oris, what do you think?
You asked why is A$AP Rocky? I'm like, why not me?
Why not you?
That is the general perception of the question, and that's what it was way back then.
Why
too.
should I me, please? Why should I me? What
That's
is
what
this
it was
about?
back then.
What was the silent cheat?
There are some questions that should just stay within the
I
soul.
say what I said. Why not?
But you know what? I'm
What's
very
anytime?
excited for Rihanna baby. I think this is the thing I didn't know I was missing in this life. But
Oh,
now I
wow.
do. Yeah.
Oh, wow. So Rihanna baby's
Yeah.
your baby.
Baby
now.
names. It is a daughter, Anna Ree.
Anna Ree.
No. She should be something other than Rihanna. Thank you. But yeah, no, I don't know. Every man has been asking why A$AP. But
Yeah, because sometimes, okay, you look at A$AP.
It's not because sometimes
no,
kind of-
hold on.
It's
You
because
look
we
at
want
A$AP.
to be the
A$AP is
ones.
not just that really. A$AP is good-looking guy,
Very
successful,
very good looking guy.
successful. But then you
Successful
now
guy.
think about it that Rihanna should be with somebody like
Jeff
Us.
Like who? Like
Me.
Bezos.
like
Me.
Jay-Z, like
Jeff
a stable,
Bezos.
Like
successful
me.
guy.
Did you just say Jay-Z?
Jay-Z is
I'm,
taking.
no, no,
I'm
I know
sorry.
he's taking-
I'm
just
sorry.
saying- no, I'm not saying Jay-Z.
Are you Becky?
Okay, wait.
Are
not
you
saying
Becky?
Jay-Z. I don't mean Jay-Z.
Does he
I
have
mean,
good hair?
Who's
I
your reputable
mean,
rapper?
I'm
for
not a
example?
judge on that angle. You know.
If you said Drake, now Drake seems like a less controversial rapper that has maybe good head on his shoulders. I'm just saying.
Not less controversial, just more successful. Actually, that's what you mean. I'm sure.
Yeah, so someone in that.
You want
regard.
somebody who is as successful as a pop or as a rap artist as Rihanna is successful as me, Rihanna. That's what
Exactly.
you want.
I
You know,
just
but
wonder-
but it's very difficult for people on the same high level to actually pair up together. I think, generally speaking. Of course, minus Jay-Z and Beyonce, that's a special one. But I think if you look around, actually, it's very, very difficult actually to find that, both in movies and in music. Very difficult.
A$AP though.
And you know what?
Hey, she doesn't know your name. She
No,
doesn't
but
know our names.
You know what? A$AP Rocky says he's the love of his life, and I'm like, of course you'll be the love of your life.
Well, there was the whole comment of, when is the one,
This is so not
Kenny,
fair.
this sounds
when is the one you just know?
This is
And I
personal.
hate that comment because next thing you know, further down the line, people have broken up and you're like, yeah, well, you said he was the one, you just know, and then suddenly,
Yeah.
Oh, wasn't that Sierra and
it's
what's
a
his
lot.
guy's
It's
name?
a lot
We
of
were
people.
best friends. We just knew. And
It's a
then
lot
we
of people.
didn't.
It's a big American narrative.
Well, you know what? It's Hollywood.
Well, yeah, exactly.
You're
That's what you
gonna grow
need
up
to
watching
say.
Hollywood
That's what you
films.
need to say.
You're gonna be like, everyone is this staring in my heart. You must be the one, and then they're not.
Oh well.
Anyway,
Tell you what
move
we
on.
should do. Let's go on a quick break. But we'd like to hear your thoughts about this. So feel free to reach out to us and let's have that conversation on 0809-444-0981. And of course, we're also streaming live on YouTube. You need to
Ah.
catch the off-air conversations.
And
Yes.
he said Drake and Rita Ora sampled her.
Okay.
That was massive.
Uh-huh.
There you
Nice
go.
one. Okay, so let's go on that break. We'll be back after this.
Yes, Rita Ora, R.I.P.
Say again?
Rita Ora, R.I.P. That was the Nneka sample.
Where is
Okay.
Rita Ora these days anyway?
She's still there.
She's like the female equivalent of Issa Profi.
She's in a threesome with
She needs her
what's
own
his
famous
name
song.
now? Taika Waititi and what's her
Really?
name? Tessa Thompson. Isn't she? Isn't
What?
Rita Ora?
Really?
What?
She's in a throuple, isn't she?
No, I can't
Really?
believe that.
I thought Taika was married.
Rita Ora. Let me just check if it's her. Taika. Yeah, they're dating. You, Tessa. What the hell is going on with Rita Ora and Taika Waititi? Oh yeah, so he responds to photos of Tessa Thompson. Oh, he's finally.
Bam, bam. Okay, we're back. Check back in.
Oh, is that why you said Shaka? Yes. Okay, here we are. People, 12 minutes gone past 9 o'clock.
Shortest break ever.
I'm telling you. But hey, that means more time for Grapevine.
No complaints here.
No complaints whatsoever. And of course, we've got messages coming in from you on 0809 444 981. But we've got more stories as well. So let's take it away.
Yeah, should we talk about Bella Schmurder?
Yeah.
Okay, so Bella Schmurder, right? So he's back in the news, right? For those who don't know him, I think he did that song Triumphant with
Olamide.
Don't look in my direction.
Okay, but it's not a bad song,
Yeah.
right? So there was news circulating in the media back then that last year that's the school he went to, Lagos State University. They're asking him to come back to complete his degree. So he's responded, right? The music star says he's better off making money. He took to his Twitter page on Sunday, and he responded to the institution's appeal. And he talked about the fact that he has streams of let me find the quote. Now he says, I'm now worth 500 million streams, 50 million streams to be precise. So he would still be in LASU, but then again, there's no point because he's making more money. I don't know. This sounds a bit.
I think it's up for our society though.
Lasso wants to make money. That's just
And
what
is
the
it
angle
with
is.
Bella Schmurder's money that's
Come and pay me so I can get an A grade. I'm just joking. I'm
That's-
hypothetically
that's so
joking.
fair.
I'm hypothetically joking.
That's a new one. Hypothetical joke.
Yes, I'm hypothetically.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna throw a shot at Bella Schmurder. Do you remember when he was on stage with Wizkid and he tried to say a few words and Wizkid came to the rescue and just quickly hugged him and said, "Don't say anything. Just walk away quietly."
I haven't seen that
Oh, you
one.
didn't see that video?
No, no.
Well, it's been online. It's still online right now. So anyone who's saying, just reach out to us.
I'm just not that intrigued.
Well,
I
listen,
don't know.
though. I mean, when it comes to education, it's changing. The landscape is changing, and it's changing a lot. We have loads of people, loads of entrepreneurs, loads of artists, loads of creatives, loads of everybody that you can think about who are deciding not to go to university because it takes a lot of time, and that's
Yes.
wasting their youthful years where they can be doing things like learning on the job and making mistakes and learning from their mistakes,
Yeah.
and
But do we
But
see
in
one
con-
of
but in
those
contrast to
artists
that-
that'll go all the way?
And also,
Yeah.
and also, a lot of people are just saying, "Well, you know what? University is always going to be there. I can come back later." And we see people
Mhm.
who have become
Yes,
successful.
and that was what I was
going
going to go
back.
to. That was exactly what I'm going to. Because to be honest, it's very commendable when people decide that, you know what, I want to go back and I want to do something different, or I want to study something and just have that accomplished. Because you know what, sometimes a degree is just a degree. It doesn't necessarily mean that you are a pro and that you could have a law degree and decide you want to become an actor. It's just a different variety of things in life.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
I don't
it's
know.
just really a choice.
I think what's happening here is what's that thing called? Success bias. I think that you find a lot more people who have decided not to go to, especially in a poor country like ours, who decided not to go to school actually and actually failed. what's happening here though is that well, Ashmoda was successful, so of course it looks like this is how it works. But the fact is, I think if you, I don't have the data, but I'm sure somebody probably does. If you check people, at least in this country, who probably did not go to school, I think the failure rate will probably be more for people who actually did not go to school than people who did go to school.
Which
So
is
that's
so
the
true.
thing now. Yeah,
It's
so
a mixture
the
of
thing
things.
is, no. So for me, the point is just that I think that our parents were right. You know what? You can do whatever it is you want to do,
But go to
but
school
you know
first.
what? Sure, have this one as your what's that thing called?
As your fallback.
Exactly. As like what? If everything else fails, there's a last resort here. Because let's face it, especially for what Belshunda is actually doing, the music business, as everybody in this room should know, is an incredibly
Tough business.
hard business, incredibly tough. So and even Bella had that whole issue with his label actually.
Yes.
When people put in this money in your career and
Expect
finally
to see
you want to
thrive.
exactly. And I mean, there's several people who did not thrive even after getting that info
Same amount
back,
of
and then
money.
they go back, and then what happens? Then you never hear about them anymore. So, but because they did not succeed, we don't know their stories. So I'm just saying, yeah, that I think it's good for Bella. I'm happy for him. But anybody listen to me out there who's about to go to school, please.
I agree. I agree and
Please
disagree
go to
with you
school.
because there's so many people out there who have these degrees and they just cannot find work. All right. And the things that in Nigeria, unfortunately speaking, you can go and get your master's degree, and there's nothing distinguishing.
No, I don't care
with
about masters.
with the
I'm just
bachelor's
saying
at all.
that you should get.
You're
at
still
least a
struggling
first
as well
degree.
to find the same work.
Let me say something. I just like you, Chef Jeff. I do agree and disagree with you, Oris. In terms of, I see a lot of people. University is there for a reason. It imparts skills. It's not about the subject that you study. It's about the kind of way of thinking
That you think about it,
you
exactly.
are introduced
How you
to,
apply that
where you
thinking.
expand the way that your mind, that your consciousness can deal with things.
Precisely.
Analytical reasoning, all of that comes into play when it comes to university. But there are some people who don't need it. For the vast majority, maybe they do need it. Maybe they can't afford it. Maybe they have to go and work to get that. And there are also people who defer going to university and go instead into work, learn on the job, and then when as they go up and up the ladder,
They can
when
apply
they
what
get-
they've had in the real life experience.
yeah,
right?
and when they get to a certain stage where they're like, oh yeah, someone's like, now we're going to need you to have an MBA before you can get any further. They can go and apply. And universities are being very, very, what's the word I'm looking for? Flexible with
Flexible
regards
these
to this,
days.
where they say, okay, if you don't have this particular undergraduate degree, you have 5 years working. And 5 years of experience, and then you can apply that to
Yes.
your application, and
Yes.
we can take you
Yes.
with that. So there are different approaches to university. It's not one size fits all.
Yeah, I
So
get that.
Bella-
But like I said,
Bella,
my
you can always
emphasis
go back to
is
school.
you are in Nigeria though. Please take all your options. That's all I'm saying.
I'm with you,
True,
man.
thank you
Agreed.
for the
Agreed.
Niger factor, yes.
Agreed.
All right, let's move on. So, why is it that we can't talk about Rihanna without talking about Chris Brown? I find this to be very
I almost brought it up. I said, let me just not do it. And you did it for me. So thank you very much.
So, Chris Brown has spoken up. Oh God, why is he's always in trouble? Anyway, let's talk about it. He's spoken out amid rape allegations that were leveled against him. This TMZ got some court documents regarding this. Now, the plaintiff, who is anonymously named
Jane
Jane
Doe.
Doe, said that he urged her to meet him at
P.
Diddy's home
Yacht.
in late 2020, and then she said she arrived there. He offered her a drink in the yacht, and which left her disoriented, physically unstable, and caused her to fall in and out of sleep. I'm just looking at you because
for
You know
me,
what? What do you know?
For me,
He's
the
not
thing is,
here.
Wait, when
normally,
you say he knows,
What does he know?
normally,
he knows what I'm thinking and he knows what he's gonna say.
yeah, normally I lean in line of the person that is accusing because I'm like, we need to prove that this didn't happen, kind of thing. But after we talked about Rihanna, we're talking about Chris Brown. We need to talk about the other throuple here,
There's no smoke
which is
without
Drake.
fire, right?
Which is Drake.
Yeah,
All right. So in
His
this
son
particular
is busy
situation,
teaching
all
him
right,
French, it's
Drake
okay.
Drake did the hot sauce thing, and we know exactly the background towards that story. All right. And this could actually be in the same line. I am not saying that it is. I say it could be. So until
That's
there's
fair,
more to the
that's fair.
story, then we have to be fair to Chris Brown and both
Mhm,
parties, basically. That's all I'm going to say about it.
Because right now, what we're seeing is he said, she said.
Yeah.
And I'm not a fan of that because many people can say many things.
I'm not a
right?
fan of that because of hot sauce.
Okay, so
Hot
a lot
sauce.
of
I also remember what happened with Justin Bieber, where he was just like, "Oh yeah, continue to accuse me, continue. Here are receipts."
Mhm,
You know.
mhm.
So there are people who are legitimately been assaulted. There are people who just are like, "I'm waking up today and I'm gonna be famous."
Were there receipts or were they just different brands of hot sauce?
On that note,
Okay, so a number of
I
people
slide
have,
back.
have been accused, and a lot of people have also been proven innocent at some points in time. So I think it's only appropriate to wait for
The
the
judgment, the
details,
ruling, yeah.
the ruling, and then we can all. But then again, Chris Brown, try and stay away from trouble. I mean, just if
I'm
you can help
like,
it, try and stay away from trouble.
Man,
I'm
Because
like,
people
him
would
hearing
always
that
say
Rihanna
there's
is
no
pregnant
smoke
right
without
now, don't
fire.
go and cause wahala.
but then what if the fire was burning years ago and people just keep blowing smoke in your direction, right? I'm no fan of
You're walking
Chris
into the
Brown,
smoke.
although I was back when he was
Moonwalk
puppy
away
and
from the
cute
smoke
and
then.
first came out. However, when it comes to someone like Chris Brown at this point in his life,
I think
he's
they
an
did have a
easy
drink
target.
together, but I don't. Yeah,
At
you
this
see what I
point, he's
mean?
an easy target.
It is.
So we don't know what
It is.
happened. We're not saying we know what happened. We're just saying watch this space.
And we're also saying that Lakumi is planning on
Oh
triplets.
no, we're not saying
Oh,
that.
actually, they've been praying for triplets for you on this show.
It's not gay, please. It's only chill. Yeah. I hereby take myself out of the.
Should we talk about Noble or should we talk about USA? What do you think?
Miss USA
let's-
actually is a better story, I'd say.
Really?
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 Okay.
I don't know.
All right. Yeah, you have the floor. You pick.
Okay, I'd like to talk about Noble, but you want us to talk about Miss USA, so it's okay. So a former beauty queen who represented the United States of America, that's Chesley Christ, has died at 30. Now, her family and the New York City Police Department have confirmed the unfortunate incident which happened on Sunday. Now, according to the police, the 2019 Miss USA died after jumping from a building in Manhattan. So, I mean, what are your thoughts about this?
Yeah, she jumped from the 29th floor of
Did
like
she
a
jump?
60-story building. So that's the story there. And she left a suicide note for her mother, leaving all belongs to her. It's really unfortunate. She was the oldest Miss USA, oldest winner of the Miss USA pageant. She actually was also a qualified lawyer, doing a lot of pro bono work as well for
She had
people who
3
needed it.
degrees.
Exactly. And on top of that, when we talk about what you study in school and not doing, and you do something different, she was working for
She's,
Extra, so
okay.
she would do all these interviews, P Diddy, a lot of big names actually. So she was actually a successful thing in that angle there, and she got nominated for awards more than once also for work on Extra. So it's just really unfortunate to see this, because 30 is a very young age. She had a really brilliant future, but the thing is that you never know. You could have a smile on your face, but actually be dealing with a lot of inner battles, so to speak. And it's just really unfortunate that
I
this is what
mean,
we're
the name
doing
that
right
comes to
now.
mind is Anthony Bourdain.
A lot of them,
Yeah, a
that
lot
strikes
of-
home with me because of the chef angle, right? But it really is a situation whereby you just have to pray for their families, and for her family, and just hope that they can rise through this. But it's really just a case of like, listen, if you are struggling with things, please try and find a way to seek help. Try and
Yes.
find your comfort zone some way, somehow. Know who appreciates you, and just try and stick with that as a thought.
Yeah, please reach out to people. You do not have to be alone. You do not have to feel alone. Reach out to your friends. Reach out to your family. Reach out to in organizations that have come
Talk
up
to someone.
that are dealing with that are out. Who are there and have hotlines for people who are
Yes.
struggling with mental
Yes.
health issues. I mean, one I can think of that comes off the top of my head, Mentally Aware Nigeria.
Yes.
So just reach out. You're not alone.
All right.
I'm sorry, go very
Very
soapboxy there,
emotional.
but
No, it
yeah,
was
has to
important.
be
It was
said.
important.
Yeah,
It was
it has to
very
be said.
important. Very important.
Nick Cannon. Okay, so I don't know. I didn't want to talk about Nick Cannon again because it feels like every time I talk about Nick Cannon, I throw shades at him.
He
But
has
it
8
just-
children. It's okay.
It just has to happen. So he appears to be having another baby number 8, as he hosts his gender reveal party with, of course, his model. Less than 2 months after the loss of his 5-month-old son, Zen. So I don't know what is up with Nick Cannon. Lots of baby mamas, lots of
He's
kids.
just doing what he can.
Doing what he can to populate the earth, right?
I just
So,
think
first of all, can we just have a moment and, I just want to put out there that, our thoughts do go out to him and the baby's mother for the loss of their child.
Yes, that is true.
Meanwhile, baby number 8.
I just think that there are two angles here. I just feel like he and Future are twins.
I'm not
really,
really sure Future has this.
really
many
trying to no, actually I think Future even has more. That's
Future
one
isn't
angle
doing
there.
photo shoots with
Alright.
baby mamas though.
That
So
is-
I have to respect Nick.
That is actually one, and the second thing is I just think that he and Future are like the poster children for condoms. So yeah,
Oh, the lack
Oh,
of
wow.
that.
yeah.
Or the lack of that.
All the lack of
Okay.
All right, Kaide, you know what? You've
Right.
been wanting this, and you're. I don't know why you're not talking about.
I'm
Stop
not
talking
taking.
about Noble.
Oh yeah, Noble. So actually, the story from Noble Igwe, it goes deeper into what's happening in society, and it's not just it doesn't center about Noble Igwe. So let's put a context to this. So the headline says Nigerians celebrate questionable wealth. Says fashion blogger Noble Igwe. So he reacted to a viral report about ritual killings of four teenage boys in Abeokuta, and we've talked about this story.
Now he's talking about how listen that what he's noticing is
The
this
trend, the
this
quest to be
trend
successful.
in Nigeria where everybody's just celebrating people with riches, no matter how those riches were gotten, right? He talks about when you're going out to the club, it's not the bottle service, so they don't sell you like one glass of anything anymore. And when people order expensive drinks, music
Stop the
is shut
music.
down. Then they'll now do pump and
Really,
ceremony.
Yeah, that's what goes on.
Thank you,
Actually, yes,
exactly.
the Dorime sound comes on.
I mean,
yeah,
it
sure.
will come up exactly,
Yes.
and they will now deliver it. I mean, complete with, in fact,
I'll tell you what's going on. Social media is
Everything.
putting a lot of pressure on a lot of people.
I agree.
And prior to this time, we used to say
Truth.
people in their 30s, late 20s were the ones under pressure. But it's now 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds, 21-year-olds.
Yeah.
And they
I'm
find
stunned,
the
to be
need.
honest.
So from where I stand, I think it's the society. And it's because of lack of education here. So,
and can I
No,
say
it's
as
everywhere
well,
where Nigerians are.
can I say as well, it's not even Nigerians at this point. Can I say as well that I'm noticing a disturbing increase in narcissistic personality disorder
Yeah.
due to, I don't want to put any correlations or any causations. I'm just saying social media is on the up and up, and so is this narcissism.
Yeah.
yes, and that's what's going on.
I mean, listen, as far back as 2002, 2003, we had CCs in London, and every 5 minutes the music had to stop because all those champagne being brought to the Nigerians there.
Okay.
So it's like, it's basically wherever we are causing that particular scenario of things. But it's really a situation whereby, I don't know, like, it's at some point in time, you just get too, I don't know, maybe too old to actually be faced by it.
No, I
So
don't
to
know if
speak.
it's being too old. Okay, so let's call it,
Or
call it
too
spade a
mature.
spade.
Let's call it
Let's call
mature
it
being
spade
the
a
Alright,
word.
tell
Well,
me,
we have lots
what is
of-
the speed this time?
The spade is Yahoo Boys now. Let's call it what it is. Yahoo Boys, right? So they make a lot of money. They buy expensive cars,
Yeah.
and it seems as though they live the life.
And if they're lucky enough, they get to be made into a Dubai blockbuster movie where they
Exactly.
show them
There's
coming
that.
for them.
There's that. But
So-
the thing is that there's also the angle of like,
but this is
okay,
also a ritual
you were
killing
guilty.
story.
There's that angle there. But there's also that you stole money from XYZ people, fled in women's clothing to another country, got sent back to your country, and got dressed,
Are we
and
talking about the same governor?
they give you heroes welcome.
got
They give you
celebrated upon return.
exactly.
True.
We all know.
Okay, so
Anyway, yes,
I know where
but
that
this
came
is
from,
yeah. There's a lot of. I mean, I think across practically every field these days in Nigeria, there is a huge amount of celebration of wealth, whatever it is. Nobody cares, to be
we've
honest.
seen some parties.
Yeah, I mean the parties, every social
We've seen
media. I
the
mean,
the
like
bloggers
the
get paid.
Santorini stuff. Yeah, all of these things. I think.
let's even like I don't know.
Invariably.
I don't want to sound politically or what's that word? Politically correct, but we've seen how there was a party sometime a few months ago where the Cubanas came through, all the actors came through. People started throwing money. We saw a certain police chief there as well.
That's a very tricky one.
No. So
Police,
people
nope.
people don't talk about these things, right? And these are some of the things that's causing other people to
Yahoo
tend to do
Airlines.
other things, right? So it's crazy, but it is what it is.
I'm sorry, I want to read this message from Tayo from Aja, who says, Mike the Stallion went back to school. Big woof. Let's encourage portable if Bella doesn't want to. Antusa says, Nick Cannon is just doing too much. He should go and ask P. Diddy what it takes to raise 7 children. That's why P. Diddy can't retire. When he's supposed to retire, he'll still be taking care of kids. And she also says, please, let's send our love to Don Jazzy. I feel his pain.
That's true. We feel this pain.
Yeah, everybody has been inquiring. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay, well, we're totally out of time. That's our show today. But tell you what, you can find our analysts up on social media. Boris, how can we reach out to you?
Kachuris on Twitter and Kachuris again on Facebook, and that's about it.
All right. How about you,
And
Chef?
Yes, you can find me at ChefJet3000 Twitter, Instagram, and of course ChefJet Delights on Facebook. And stay tuned for a couple other things. New menu coming out very soon. A couple of more things on set. I will not say much more.
Chef never gives
Well,
free meals.
there's the Valentine
So sad.
angle, and there's also the delivery angle as well.
Whoa.
So
She's doing deliveries now.
there's two of them. So big Valentine period is when everybody's like watching my stories, and you should be calling tiring me, but still you can still watch whatever the case may be. But ask Chef
So
3000.
just look like man, this guy. I mean,
Boris, when are we going to
years,
read your
man.
book?
What is this? Oh,
Yeah.
coming soon, coming soon.
Kaede, when are we gonna hear your
Do
song?
not put me on
What
the spot.
version of soon? Kaide soon. or-
Mine is July 26th. New single
It's
out there.
existing.
New single July 26th.
Kaede
Chappelle's book
Baker,
comes
July
out
26th.
maybe
Ah.
sooner.
On the great
Exactly, yeah. Chappelle's book.
Lakumi,
book-
when are you having triplets again?
My book is supposed to come out in the first quarter of 2022. There.
Okay, so
In
we all
fact,
have further.
there's just
I'm
2 more
watching
months for you,
everybody.
actually.
So we're
Keep
coming
in
on
touch.
Saturday for the book review, aren't we?
No, not that.
I remember that part.
On that note, we end the show. We've got music coming up for you. Stick with us on Smooth.
So this your music. Be nice to guys now. How about? What do we need to do? Minus giving you money.
Are you hungry?
Celebrity
I'm always hungry.
All right, just
I'm with the chef. I tell my brother everything.